Hi friends, welcome back to Author Notes. I'm Tanya A. Williams. One of the things I love most about historical fiction is the way it asks big human questions, often quietly. What do we do with the lives we're given? How do women claim space in worlds that try to define them? And what happens when history leaves something or someone behind? March's historical fiction releases are rich with stories of women stepping out of the margins, facing impossible choices, and rewriting what survival looks like. Let's take a look at what's arriving in March. Releasing March 3rd, A Far-Flung Life by M.L. Stedman. Set against the vast and unforgiving outback of Western Australia, A Far-Flung Life is a sweeping, emotionally resonant novel about family, tragedy, and the moral weight of choice. This is a story that lingers in the aftermath, how one moment can fracture a family, and how love, duty, and sacrifice collide over decades. If you're drawn to deeply human stories that explore forgiveness and the long shadows of consequence, this one feels destined to stay with readers long after the final page. Releasing March 3rd, The Woman and Her Stars by Penny Haw. Based on the true story of Caroline Herschel, this novel shines a light on a woman who refused to remain invisible. Living in the shadow of her famous brother, Caroline's journey from servitude to scientific brilliance is both tender and quietly powerful. The Woman and Her Stars is a story about claiming intellectual space, finding freedom through passion, and discovering that ambition doesn't have to be loud to be revolutionary. Releasing March 3rd, The Sisters of Book Row by Shelley Noble. Books, censorship, and courageous women. This novel brings together everything I love in historical fiction. Set in 1915 New York, The Sisters of Book Row follows three sisters fighting to protect literature and truth under the threat of the Comstock laws. It's a timely reminder that the fight for access to knowledge has always been personal and often led by women willing to take enormous risks. Releasing March 10th, It Girl by Allison Pataki. This sweeping novel introduces readers to America's first It Girl, a woman who rose to fame, not through inheritance, but through charisma, talent, and sheer determination. Set at the dawn of modern celebrity culture, It Girl explores fame, power, and the cost of being visible in a world eager to judge women for the choices of men. It's glamorous, sharp, and deeply reflective about what it means to write your own ending. Releasing March 17th, The Shock of Light by Laurie Inglis Hall. This is a haunting, emotionally layered story of war, loss, and enduring connection. Through the bond of twins separated by World War II and the decades later search for truth, The Shock of Light explores grief, identity, and the redemptive power of love in unexpected places. For readers who appreciate slow revelations and emotional depth, this one promises a powerful reading experience. Releasing March 17th, The House of Hidden Letters by Izzy Broom. Sometimes history whispers instead of shouts. Set on a Greek island where abandoned homes hold wartime secrets, this novel blends escapism with emotional discovery. Through found letters and shared community, The House of Hidden Letters reminds us that healing often begins when we listen to the stories left behind. Releasing March 24th, Daughter of Egypt by Marie Benedict. This dual timeline novel brings together two extraordinary women, Lady Evelyn Herbert in the 1920s and a pharaoh from centuries earlier, both determined to reclaim legacies history tried to erase. With high adventure, political intrigue, and fierce ambition, the Daughter of Egypt asks who gets to tell history's stories and what it takes to protect them. Releasing March 26th, The Beheading Game by Rebecca Lehman. And finally, one of the most imaginative releases of the month. In The Beheading Game, Anne Boleyn wakes after her execution and sets out on a fantastical, fierce quest for justice. Blending Tudor history with magic and myth, this novel reclaims a woman long punished for her intelligence and ambition and gives her the voice history denied. What I love about this month's releases is how each story in its own way asks us to reconsider what history remembers and what it forgets. These are stories of women who refuse erasure, who seek truth, who claim space, voice, and agency, even when the cost is high. If you're adding any of these to your reading list, I'd love to know which one caught your eye. Let me know in the comments. Thanks for spending part of your reading life with me today. Until next time, happy reading. Stories of women stepping out. How about stepping out, not stepping out? Hang on.